Have you ever looked at a Chinese character and just seen, a jumble of lines? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on their hidden logic. And you're about to discover that it's not random at all. Actually, it's this beautiful system built on simple pictures and ideas. Seriously, just think about it for a second. If you had to draw a person or something as huge as the sky with just a couple of simple strokes, how would you do it? The answer to that question is really the key to unlocking a language that's thousands of years old. All right, let's jump right in. So here's our game plan. We're going to start with one single, super simple idea. Then we'll watch how that one idea grows and combines to make bigger, more complex concepts. After that, we'll see how they form real words. And finally, we'll take a quick look at the rules that hold the whole thing together. Our whole journey today starts with our foundational building block, the character for person. This is really where the entire story begins. And this is it. The character is pronounced ren, and it means just what you'd think, person. It's one of the most basic, most fundamental characters you could possibly learn. So what's the story behind this shape? Well, it's actually a picture, a pictogram. Just imagine a super simplified drawing of a person walking, seen from the side. You can almost see the two legs striding forward, can't you? That's the beautiful, simple logic of it. And writing it is just as easy as understanding it. It's only 2 strokes. First, you've got this long, sweeping downward stroke to the left, and then a shorter one to the right that kind of leans on it. And that's it. You've just written person. Okay, now for the magic. Let's move on and see how this one simple character, ren, becomes the foundation for even bigger ideas. This is where the logic of this language really starts to click. So take a look at these 2 characters, side by side. On the left, there's our friend, the person character, ren. Now look at the one on the right. See how it's basically our person character, just with an extra line stretched across it? This new character is pronounced da, and it means big. And yeah, its connection to the person character is absolutely no accident. So how in the world do we get from person to big? The story is just wonderfully simple. Picture that person character, ren, stretching its arms out as wide as possible, trying to look as big as it can. And just like that, an abstract idea like big is born from a really concrete image. To write it, you start with that new horizontal line, those are the arms, then you just draw the 2 strokes for person right underneath it. It's simple, it's logical, and it's so much easier to remember that way. Okay, you ready to build on this again? Let's go! Our next character is tiān. This one can mean a few related things, sky, heaven, or day. Basically all things that are vast and way up above us. The story for this one is just fantastic. You start with our character for big, da. Now imagine that person is so unbelievably big, like a giant, that the line on top isn't their arms anymore. It's their head, literally touching the sky. I mean, what's bigger than big? The sky itself. Writing tiān takes 4 strokes. You start with that top horizontal line, the sky, then the second one for the arms of the giant, and finally the 2 leg strokes right below. All right, let's look at one more variation. This character is fu, and it means husband, or more generally, an adult male. Now, it looks almost exactly like tiān, but there's a really important little difference. And what's really cool here is the cultural history baked right into the character. It also starts with the, our big person. But that line on top isn't the sky. It represents the traditional hairpin that men in ancient China would wear once they came of age. It was a symbol that they were now an adult, a fu. The stroke order is very similar to 10, but you have to pay close attention here. This is crucial. When you write fu, the long left leg stroke actually starts above the top horizontal line, and it punches right through it. That tiny little detail is what makes the difference between an adult man and the entire sky. It's all in the details. So we've got these individual building blocks, these little Lego pieces. But how do they actually work in the real world? Let's move on and see how these characters snap together to form actual words you might use every single day. Okay, now you get to see the real power of combining these things. Check out this table. You put the character for good with person, ren, and you get how ren, a good person. Simple enough. Combine big, da, with person, ren, and you get da run, which literally means big person, but it's the word for adult. And my favorite has got to be this one. Combine sky,
tiān with the character for energy, and you get tiān qi, sky energy. What's that? Weather. You see, the logic just keeps building on itself.
Okay, finally, let's talk a little bit about how these characters are actually written. It's not just a free-for-all. There's this really elegant system that makes sure everything is clear and consistent. It's a true art of the stroke. So here are the basic principles. Unlike in English, where a W is much wider than an I, every single Chinese character, doesn't matter if it's simple or incredibly complex, is designed to fit inside the exact same sized invisible square. This gives the writing a really neat, grid-like look. Because of that, getting the proportions right is key, and there's a fixed, universal stroke order for writing every character that ensures that everyone writes them the same way, which is absolutely essential for them to be readable. So we've seen how a simple picture of a person walking can grow and evolve to describe an adult, the sky, and even a husband. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What stories, what little pictures, and what forgotten bits of history are hiding inside the words that you use every single day?